Maxim here. It's freaking late here. It's like 2 a.m. So we'll see how good is my brain functioning on day 5, I guess. Um, kind of like today a bit, but it was quite a full-on day. Um, I helped my parents cook the dinner for my mom's birthday, and then went skiing, which was really fun. Like, I forgot how enjoyable some winter sports can be, especially when it's like 0 degrees and you're skiing and it's a bunch of snow and it's not really that cold. But it was fun. um, so the reason I really wanted to record today is because I've been reading keep reading this book, and they had a great piece on the relationships that the nice guys go into, and that often nice guys will find a relationship with someone wounded specifically, because then uh, you don't need to face your own shame, your own fears, because you find someone who is more broken than you, and then you try to fix them, and then they always broken and you are always better. So that way you assign this role, and then you don't really need to look at yourself at all. Um, and when I read this, I was like, oh shit, I definitely have done that. So then he specifically talks about like, so what do you do? What like, because a lot of people come to this guy and they're like, hey, I have this, and he's like, oh, I see your relationship is exactly that. You found yourself someone's broken who is trying to fix, and he doesn't say that you need to necessarily like leave your relationship immediately. He just talks about like taking care of yourself and figuring out why you're making these choices and why is your subconsciousness driving you towards these people. So the interesting piece was that he said that, let's say you had an abusive father, and because of that you as a woman find abusive boyfriends. What And then you think like, oh, if only my boyfriend is so nice, but if only he wasn't abusive to me, then everything would be great. But he turns the perspective around and he say, what if you don't ask this kind of question, but instead you ask, why have I invited this person in my life, and what is the learning from this situation? And that was very, very interesting perspective to me, because then you perceive the flaws of your partner as an opportunity for yourself to grow, because you have subconsciously invited them in your life. You have subconsciously choose them to be in a relationship with you. They have subconsciously choose you to be in a relationship with them, so that to trigger all these wounds. And one way is to run away from it and just say, hey, but if only that person didn't smoke weed, everything would be great. But the reality is, it's the fact that it bothers you so much, or like in that example, it bothers me so much, is what to work on. It's not the fact that the other person is doing something which you perceive as wrong. And this is where he goes in a bit in conflict with his boundaries discussion, but I kind of see how it merges together, because he talks specifically just after that, I think a chapter after that, there's like a big chapter on boundaries, where he states that basically it's like with the dog. So he gives us a great example of how nice guys often try to fix a mood of their woman. So a woman comes from work and she's sad and angry, maybe because of her coworker or situation at work, and her husband or boyfriend tries to fix it. He'll talk to her and be like, oh yeah, and then for hours he's gonna listen to her, how bad is your colleagues, how bad is your work. But it unfortunately creates is an incentive for her to come back sad again, because then she will know you will sit with her and listen to her for hours. So the behavior that we like try to prevent, we're actually incentivizing. It's like giving a pat on the back to a dog who just peed on the floor. If you don't want your partner to be sad, then don't try to fix it. That's like the biggest message I got from it is like, it's not something that you can fix. It's only they. If they want to, they can fix it. And for you, there's only a learning there for like, why does it bother so much? Why do you think that your partner unhappy makes you unhappy? Why? This is where the learning is, and this is the gift of a relationship that we receive. In every relationship, we have different gifts, and as we call them, different triggers, which provide learning opportunity, an opportunity to heal. So instead of thinking of your partner as they are great, but I don't like this and this about them, what if we think of them as a gift for ourselves to learn and to heal? And sometimes we blew the gifts. Sometimes we just don't appreciate the gifts that we're given. And when the situation occurs and it triggers you hell again, then ask yourself a question: why did I invite this person in my life, and why those situations are so challenging for me? Don't think of them. Don't think of what they did. Think of yourself. And on this note, I'm gonna finish this video. Subscribe, comment, and enjoy. I'll see you next time.